The livestream for the 2.8 Wuthering Waves update just concluded, and here's the most important highlights that you should know going into the next update. Players were actually highly anticipating this update since 2.7, having quite an amazing story, sadly didn't have that much content to play with. Well, for 2.8, I can already say it doesn't really make up for the lack of content in the last update, but at least it looks quite visually pleasing. This once again looks like a filler update, but it also makes sense since the 3.0 update, the brand new region, is literally around the corner, which 2.8 actually delivers a little bit of information about the brand new region that's coming up. The biggest highlights for this update are most likely the 2 new playable characters, a brand new region that's very Japanese themed, a bunch of good optimizations that we've been waiting for in quality of life, new events, and most surprisingly, a brand new skin. So let's get into this. You can see it for yourself, this brand new city is very Japanese themed, it has sakura flowers everywhere, very modern city buildings, and of course also somewhat of a university kind of feel to it. And it also fits perfectly to the brand new character Chisa. With Chisa we have a brand new upcoming Havoc Broblade user. While as always they didn't go into detail what exactly her abilities are, we can see that she is somewhat a mix of a DPS and a support, since they did mention that she has healing capabilities with her ultimate or liberation. Chisa's playstyle reminded me a lot of the Monster Hunter Charge Blade weapon, where you first have to fill up her forte, and when it's full you can change her weapon into somewhat of a chainsaw, and I think that is pretty cool. With her liberation she will strike down with havoc effects and also does some healing. She also most likely has something to do with the Havoc Bane negative effect, since her best in slot Sonata effect set, which is also coming out in 2.8, will only activate if you inflict Havoc Bane. So it makes sense that her kit most likely is gonna have some Havoc Bane in it. With this, it also makes sense that the developers have announced that there's gonna be a bunch of changes for the negative effects. You can see them right here. Not gonna read them all out, but pretty much I think they just made them maybe a little bit better. Her signature weapon actually has special visual effects. I think they did this with past characters already, like with Augusta and some other ones. So if you like the design of the weapon, you should probably go for it. And I just have to mention that she has one of the best idols in the game. I mean, it's really cute. Just check this out for yourself.
能斩断困难的利刃，而且也寄托着温暖的记忆，这也恰恰反映了她在看似冷淡的外表下柔软细腻的内心。可能很多时候她只是不太擅长表达。
Enough about her, we also have a new 4-star with Buling. Buling is a 4-star electro unit and is making use of the rectifier weapon. They didn't talk a lot about her, but she has pretty cool thunder abilities, and one of them is a group up mechanic. So if you need somebody for Whimpering Wastes, she might be actually a good pick. Buling's liberation can also immobilize enemies. I don't know if they're gonna be stunned or just not gonna be able to move. We will see when she's coming out. Funny enough, she has one ability that can attack herself if you mess up the rotation, which is actually quite an interesting mechanic. And before we forget about it, make use of the redemption codes, since they are only available for a limited of time. I will also leave them in the comment section. Also, if you enjoyed this video so far, give this a thumbs up, also subscribe for more of this content. There's 2 new main story chapters for us to play when the update launches, so this time these stories will be not split apart. Let's talk about the events. There's gonna be a photo collection event. I don't think I need to elaborate on that a lot. Take some pictures in a brand new zone. Actually, that's one of the craziest events that they ever made, because this is the Stranger Things in Honami event, which is quite the interesting one. So this is pretty much an extraction shooter type of event. You have to survive and defeat enemies. You will find items that you will need to extract with. Potentially you could also lose all the items, so it very much is like this new Duck Off game that you maybe have played on Steam, or if you play Tarkov or any other extraction shooter. There's also like skill trees and you can make your characters better. But what's even more interesting is you can also get cosmetic items or decor items and even decorate your base, which is the cafe where you will hang out with Chisa. This immediately made me think, is this a hint for 3.0? Are we getting housing in the future in the game? I mean, this would be pretty cool. There's also a brand new version of the Lolo Logistic event coming up. They changed it a little bit. I think it also has now even more rewards. Tactical Simulacra is coming back. It's fighting versus buffed up bosses, and I think in the past updates when we got this one, people were quite quite pleased with this. Finally, we are getting combat events again. There's also a brand new hologram, which is the false sovereign, so good luck everybody. This guy's probably gonna be a beast. As always, there's also a 7-day login event, which will give us 5 standard pulls and 5 limited pulls. And here comes probably the most exciting event, which is the Lahai Roy event. Here in this one, we have to do also investigations of the brand new upcoming 3.0 zone. This covers pretty much the events. Let's talk about the quality of life. And one of the best optimizations that they're adding in 2.8 is most likely the new echo absorbing mechanic. You can now absorb multiple echoes at the same time with one button. Thank God. Since there's also a brand new nest, as I said, there's a new set to farm for Chisa. This will make farming so much easier from now on. They also made it now easier to craft stuff if you are upgrading your resonators or upgrading skills. There's going to be an auto craft feature. They've also optimized the lighting in the 2.8 update and also made some changes to the RTX graphics. So the game will look even better in the next update. A feature that I've been waiting for is now in the settings, that is muting the game when you are out tabbing. So this is for all the PC users and Windows users. If you're out of the game, it will also now mute the sound effects, which is amazing. And what is very random, they have announced a PS5 Collector's Edition for Wuthering Waves next year. So if you guys are interested in that, if you are like a collector and you like the box of Wuthering Waves, I guess you can get this one. I thought it was a bit random. This one also gives like astrites and a bunch of other merch stuff in it. The rerun banners are gonna be Phoebe in the first phase, and in the second phase we're gonna get Buling with Frolova and Cantarella. And since I did announce in the beginning there's a brand new skin, yes, it's for Zani, and this is gonna be a paid deluxe outfit, that's what it's called. And if you're a big fan of Zani, then it probably most likely makes sense to get this outfit for her. And sadly in this live stream they have not showed anything about 3.0, and I hope in the next upcoming weeks they will start teasing something, because we're getting quite close to the next region, and of course the big reveal of the new characters. And that is pretty much it. I think 2.8 looks visually amazing. Chisa is also one of my favorite designs that they've dropped so far character-wise. Buling looks fun, but honestly this definitely is a filler patch once again. And after the 2.7 final quest and the lack of content in 2.7, I can quite see that maybe some players will be disappointed, but also we have to understand that 3.0 is around the corner, and this update most likely is gonna change Wuthering Waves forever. It's probably gonna be massive, let's be real. And with that, this concludes the video. I appreciate you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts about the 2.8 update. Are you gonna pull Chisa? Write it down in the comments. Subscribe for more Wuthering Waves content on my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.
I don't care how impenetrable the tower is. I'll cut a blade for